The Wanderer drifted through the void, its hull illuminated by the sickly glow of a decaying Dominion research station. The station loomed ahead, silent, lifeless, its once pristine exterior marred by the scars of forgotten battles. Scorched metal and gaping holes told a tale of destruction, the remnants of a war no one spoke of anymore. As the Wanderer's docking clamps engaged with a hollow thunk, Captain Durin exhaled sharply. "This place feels wrong," he muttered, eyes scanning the derelict structure. Jace adjusted his helmet's HUD, the readout confirming what they already knew. No communications, no active defenses. "We go in, get what we need, and get out. No heroics," Sirif smirked. "When do we ever do heroics?" The airlock hissed as it cycled open, revealing the darkness beyond. One by one, they stepped into the abandoned station, their boots echoing through empty corridors. Inside, the station felt like a graveyard. The air recyclers sputtered, pumping out stale, metallic-tasting air. The flickering emergency lights cast eerie shadows along the walls, exposing torn cables, broken consoles, and signs of a desperate last stand. Bolt, says mechanical eye word as he scanned the corridor. Station integrity at 42%. Multiple system failures detected. This place is on borrowed time. Jace wiped a layer of dust from a console, attempting to coax life from it. The screen glitched, revealing fragments of corrupted data. Whatever happened here, someone tried to wipe the records before they left. Sirif knelt beside a dried blood stain on the floor, fingers grazing the old crimson smear. Or before they died. A deep groan reverberated through the walls, a sound of straining metal and failing support beams. Durin's mandibles twitched. "Let's move. We don't want to be here when this station finally collapses." The team reached what had once been the station's research hub. Rows of shattered glass tubes lined the walls, containment units, their purposes now unknown. Data cores sat dormant, their contents buried under layers of encryption. Bolt tapped into a terminal, fingers moving with mechanical precision. Decrypting files, Project Revenant. Dominion Black Site Experiment, classified beyond standard clearance. Sirif leaned closer. What were they working on? Bolt hesitated. Human subjects. Jace's stomach tightened. The Dominion's bio-experiments were the stuff of nightmares. The few stories that had leaked painted pictures of twisted research, unethical augmentations, things that made the worst battlefield atrocities look merciful. "Find out what exactly they were doing," Durin ordered, voice grim. "And be quick about it." The console screen pulsed as layers of encryption fell away. A single log file remained accessible. Bolt accessed it, unaware that someone, was watching from the darkness. Bolt, as scanners flickered. Life signs detected. Jace snapped his rifle to ready. "I thought this place was abandoned. Erratic readings, unstable. Could be a malfunction," Bolt replied, though his tone lacked certainty. Sirif, hand drifted to her pistol. "Or it could be something Dominion left behind." The station creaked as the failing structure shifted around them. A distant clang echoed through the corridors, like something moving. Jace's breath slowed, his senses sharpening. The hairs on his neck prickled. Rin signaled them forward. "Weapons hot. Stay sharp." They advanced cautiously, their flashlights sweeping through the darkness. The life sign readings pulsed again, closer this time. Then, from the shadows ahead, a monitor flickered to life. Static danced across the screen before forming a single chilling message: "You are not alone." Jace's grip on his rifle tightened. That's not a good sign. Sirif scanned the corridor behind him. "If we're not alone, who or what is watching us?" Bolt Systems word, analyzing. "The station's security logs have been recently accessed. Someone overrode the locks minutes before our arrival." Durin's mandibles twitched. "Then someone wanted us to come inside." A shiver ran down Jace's spine. His gut told him they weren't just being watched, they were being led. Sirif placed a hand on his arm, her voice low. "You're hesitating." "I don't like walking into traps," Jace admitted. Rin, S. Eyes darkened. It's too late for second thoughts. We find Project Revenant's data and get out before whatever's lurking here decides to introduce itself. The terminal ahead powered on by itself. A low guttural whisper crackled through their comms. Unintelligible, yet undeniably alive. The shadows shifted. The station seemed to breathe around them. Lights flickered erratically. Power surges crackled through the walls, and doors that had been sealed moments ago were now yawning open into the unknown. This place is playing tricks on us, Jace muttered. Bolt shook his head. Negative. The station's AI is compromised. Someone or something is manipulating the system. Seraph's jaw tightened. Then we're walking straight into their hands. A distant clang rang out, louder this time. A sound of movement, deliberate and heavy. The life sign reading spiked erratically, then vanished. Rin raised a fist, signaling a halt. Enough waiting. We move now. They pressed forward. The corridor ahead loomed, swallowed in darkness. Their footsteps felt deafening in the silence. Then, a sudden rush of static filled their ears. A single voice, distorted and broken, whispered through their comms. Project Revenant is awake. Jace's breath hitched. The station roared to life. 3. Rising conflict. The Dominion returns. Seraph crouched beside a battered terminal, fingers flying across the console as the screen flickered to life. Layers of encryption peeled away, revealing classified Dominion files. Lines of code translated into records, then into disturbing truths. Self-sustaining, adaptive soldiers, born from human-machine fusion, she whispered. The words hung in the air, heavy with implication. The Dominion had attempted to create warriors who could heal, evolve, and never need rest. The ultimate war machine. Jace tightened his grip on his rifle. That's not research. That's playing God. Seraph kept scrolling. Project Revenant. They weren't just making soldiers. They were trying to make something that could outlast war itself. A deep, sickening dread settled over the crew. The Dominion had gone too far, and something had gone wrong. Images and reports flooded the screen, records of the experiment's early successes. But then came the redacted warnings. The test subjects had adapted too well, their neural enhancements linking together. They weren't individual soldiers anymore. They were a hive, a singular, overwhelming will. They turned on their creators. Seraph said, voice hollow. The entire station, it became their hunting ground. Durin clicked his mandibles, his species' version of a shudder. No survivors. The last footage showed Dominion scientists fleeing, clawed hands reaching for them from the dark. A massacre. Then static. Project Revenant didn't die. Bolt muttered. It won. Seraph turned, watching Jace's face as he stared at the screen. His jaw clenched. His knuckles whitened. He knew something. Jace, she prodded. What is it? He exhaled sharply. I knew someone in this program. Years ago. I thought it was just another black project, another Dominion experiment. But this, he gestured at the footage. This is something else. Seraph narrowed her eyes. And you just forgot to mention that before we walked into this nightmare. Jace didn't answer. He didn't need to. The damage was done. An ear-piercing alarm shattered the silence. Red lights flashed as emergency klaxons blared. We've got incoming, Bolt shouted. His scanners painted the worst possible picture. Dominion warships, closing fast. They found us, Seraph growled. Durin flexed his claws. Then we fight. Jace checked his rifle. If they're here, it's not for negotiations. Outside, the void lit up as Dominion battlecruisers exited warp, their sleek obsidian hulls reflecting the dying light of the station. A voice crackled through the comms, calm, commanding, and chillingly familiar. This is Admiral Rowe of the Dominion Fleet. You are trespassing on classified property. Surrender now, or be annihilated. Jace stiffened. Rowe, Seraph glanced at him. You know him. We have history, and none of it is good. Then I assume he's not the forgiving type. The silence was answer enough. Durin scanned the Dominion fleet. Something isn't right. They're not here to retrieve this research. Seraph caught on fast. They're here to erase it. And us. Jace swore under his breath. They're wiping the slate clean. Everything about Project Revenant. No witnesses, no loose ends. We need to get out of here, Bolt said. Now, the station shuddered. The first shots had been fired. Plasma fire rained down from the Dominion fleet. The station trembled, entire sections of its structure collapsing under the assault. They're not holding back, Bolt shouted, dodging falling debris. Seraph barely managed to stabilize the station's life support. We have minutes before this whole place goes up. Jace aimed his rifle at the hallway ahead. Then we find another way out. The distant sound of something moving in the vents sent a chill down their spines. The blast doors sealed behind them, cutting off their escape. Fires raged, oxygen thinned, and the walls groaned as the station's failing systems collapsed. We're trapped, Seraph hissed. D. Rin bared his teeth. Not alone. From the darkness, something stirred. Project Revenant was awake. Write something, IV, climax, escape or betrayal. The station collapses, setting the research station trembles violently, its metal skeleton groaning under the relentless Dominion assault. Fires rage along the corridors, oxygen venting from ruptured bulkheads. Seraph panting, dodging a falling beam. We need to move. This whole place is coming down. Bolt scanning surroundings, structural integrity failure at 67%. Accelerating collapse is imminent. Durin gritting teeth, hoisting a wounded crew member over his shoulder. Less talking, more running. As they sprint through the corridors, another explosion rips through the deck, sending metal shards in every direction. The hangar is within reach, until a heavy, inhuman footstep reverberates through the crumbling station. Revenant pursuit from the shadows. Another Revenant emerges, larger, faster, more lethal than before. Its synthetic eyes glow a sickly blue, and its movements are unnervingly precise. Bolt, urgent, enhanced Revenant model detected. Threat level critical. Jace steadying his aim. We don't have time for this. The Revenant lunges, metal claws slashing through the air. The crew dives for cover as the creature tears through bulkheads like paper. Seraph unloads a plasma burst, but it barely staggers the monstrosity. Durin growling, we need an exit now. Jace's desperate offer. Jace hesitates, eyes darting between the Revenant and the rapidly deteriorating station. Then with a grim expression he steps forward. Jace, I know a way to stop this. The station's defenses, I can override them. Turn them against the Dominion. Seraph narrowing eyes. And how exactly do you know that? Jace tight-lipped. Because I have Dominion clearance. A tense silence follows. The ground trembles beneath them as another explosion rocks the station. Questions and accusations. Durin stepping forward, eyes dark with suspicion. You want to explain that, Jace? Because right now it sounds like you've been lying to us. Jace gritted teeth. I was Dominion. Past tense. You think they let people just walk away? Seraph, and we're just supposed to trust you. After this, Jace desperate voice raw. You don't have a choice. We die here, or we fight back. The Revenant roars, its glowing eyes locking onto them. There's no time left to argue. A choice that changes everything. Seraph glances at Durin. A decision hangs between them. Trust Jace, or leave him behind. Seraph low voice. We let him do this and we might survive. But if he's playing us, Durin tight-lipped, then we put a bullet in him. Bolt flatly. Incoming transmission. Dominion command channel. A cold, emotionless voice crackles through the comms. Dominion Commander. Agent J7, your mission is complete. Stand down. The betrayal revealed. Seraph and Durin freeze. Jace's face is unreadable. Durin voice low, furious. Agent. Seraph raising weapon slightly. Jace, tell me they're lying. Jace's fingers twitch. The Revenant looms closer. Engine screaming as Dominion ships maneuver for the kill. Chaos erupts. Durin draws his gun, training it on Jace. Durin, you sold us out. Jace, no, I didn't. Bolt warning tone. Multiple Revenants activating. Estimated survival probability. less than 10%. The room vibrates as the Dominion fleet intensifies their bombardment. Another Revenant's eyes flicker to life, its movements erratic but undeniably lethal. Seraph gritted teeth. Then prove it, Jace. The defining moment, Jace exhales slow and steady. Then in one motion he slams his palm against a control panel. Jace, override code. Raven Black. Activate station defenses. Target all Dominion forces. The station shudders. Automated turrets whir to life, turning their barrels toward the Dominion fleet. Warning klaxons scream as defense systems reactivate, cutting down Revenants and unleashing chaos on the invading forces. Dominion Commander furious. Jace 7, stand down, that is an order. Jace breathless, defiant. I'm not yours anymore. The first Dominion warship erupts in flames as the station's defenses tear through its hull. The battle has begun. The station's mainframe hums to life as automated turrets deploy from the ceiling, locking onto the Dominion soldiers and Revenants alike. Bolt urgent processing data. Defensive systems engaged. Hostiles neutralizing each other. This provides a 43-second window for escape. Durin panting, eyes darting to Seraph. Not enough time. We need more. Seraph gripping the console, voice tight. We make do. Move. The turrets fire in controlled bursts. Dominion soldiers scrambling for cover. The Revenants, unrelenting, move with eerie precision, dodging bullets and tearing through their enemies. Jace gritted teeth, watching the carnage. I bought us time. Let's not waste it. The crew sprints down the hall as explosions ripple through the station. The station is a war zone. Dominion operatives fall one by one, overwhelmed by the Revenants. Flesh meets steel. Screams echo in the flickering emergency lights. Bolt analyzing rapidly. Dominion forces at 17% operational capacity. The Revenants are adapting faster than anticipated. Seraph staring at the massacre, voice hollow. We unleashed hell. Durin low growl, and it's hungry. They don't linger. Whatever the Revenants were, they were unstoppable now. And the crew was next if they didn't move. A bulkhead groans, metal tearing as the station buckles. Fire spreads along the walls, heat warping the steel. Jace shouting over alarms. We're close. Hangars just ahead. They weave through debris, lungs burning. A sudden explosion knocks them off balance. A massive chunk of the ceiling collapses, cutting off their path. Seraph, frantic, scanning alternative routes. There's another way. Maintenance hatch. They scramble into a side corridor, walls vibrating with the force of the battle raging behind them. The hangar door comes into view, intact but closing fast. Durin pushing forward. Move. They throw themselves through the narrowing gap, barely making it before the station's systems begin their final shutdown. The Wanderer sits in the hangar, its hull scorched but functional. Bolt initiates pre-flight procedures. Bolt rapid calculations, structural integrity at 68%. Jump feasible. Immediate departure recommended. Jace rushing to controls. On it, strap in. Engines roar to life. The station crumbles, sparks flying as power flickers. The Revenants are breaching the hangar. Seraph clutching controls, knuckles white. Now Jace, with a deafening boom, the Wanderer blasts off. They watch as the station implodes, the Revenants vanishing into the void. Silence follows, heavy and absolute. The cockpit is quiet except for labored breaths. Then Darren low, dangerous. Talk. Now. Jace exhales, running a hand through sweat-dampened hair. Jace, quietly, you already know, don't you? Seraph, icy glare. I want to hear it from you. Jace leans against the console, eyes dark with old ghosts. Jace, voice tight. I wasn't just a smuggler. I was part of Project Revenant's oversight. We thought we were creating the perfect soldier. We were wrong, and I got out before they turned on us. Silence. The weight of betrayal lingers in the air. Seraph exchanges a look with Darren. The mission may be over, but questions remain. Seraph, measured, quiet. And if there are more out there? Jace, grimly. Then we have unfinished business. The stars stretch before them. One battle was over. But the war? That was just beginning. VI. Epilogue. A dark future awaits buried in the ashes. The silence is oppressive. Where once there had been chaos and fire, now only drifting wreckage remains. Shattered metal glints in the dying embers of the collapsed station, a tomb for the fallen. Then, movement, a twitch amidst the ruins. A single revenant stirs, its skeletal frame partially crushed, its artificial flesh torn away to reveal the raw, glistening machinery beneath. Its red eyes flicker, struggling to reboot, damaged but not destroyed. A signal in the void. The Revenant's fractured AI sputters back to life. Systems run on emergency power, barely holding together. Data loss is severe, but one function remains intact. The distress beacon. A thin, invisible pulse shoots through the vast emptiness of space, carrying a fragmented message. Coordinates, status report, a call for aid. But the signal is not meant for the Dominion, not for any known force. It travels beyond, reaching into the unseen. Eyes in the darkness, deep within the void. On the bridge of a Dominion warship, a lone figure watches as the signal reaches them. A holographic interface flickers before them, decrypting the Revenant's desperate transmission. The glow of the screen casts long shadows across the chamber, but their expression remains unreadable, eyes locked on the unfolding data dot. There is no fear, no surprise, only understanding. A slow exhale. Fingers hover over the control panel. A single command awaits confirmation. Beyond the bridge, an army slumbers, a silent, waiting force dot. The awakening begins. The figure turns away from the interface, stepping into the darkness where unseen forces linger. A hushed voice breaks the silence, weighty with knowledge, steeped in something ancient. They are awake. To be continued. The void hums with something new, something stirring dot. And somewhere, unseen hands move the pieces of a far greater game dot. The war is not over dot. It has only just begun.